Okay, in this video, we're gonna talk about hockey-specific nutrition for your pregame meal. So how to really function and set up a pregame meal so that you're gonna be getting the most out of the on-ice performance during the game. Now, here's some keys that we're gonna go over. I want you to understand that key number one is that your pregame meal doesn't make up for bad nutrition throughout the day. It doesn't make up for bad nutrition throughout the week. Your body is typically functioning on what you're putting in it or earlier in the day, or the day before, or 2 days before. Not just what you're gonna consume at that specific point. Yes, your body's gonna use some of that for energy if you're consuming the right things, but your overall energy, your overall sense of well-being and energy levels are coming from the food that you've been consuming now for several days. So just that pregame meal isn't an excuse. I'm gonna eat healthy for the pregame meal for bad nutrition. You need to focus on nutrition every single day if you wanna be an elite athlete, because that's what's gonna give you an advantage. Second thing, don't tweak and play around with your pregame meal before a big game. That's not the right time to be playing around with it. One of the keys to the pregame meal is what feels good for you. So if you feel really good, if you're going out on the ice and you feel like you have energy, if you're feeling good, maybe that's something you should continue to have for your pregame meal. It doesn't always have to be the perfect combination, and it's not going to be the same for everybody. So do what you feel is good, but if you want to adjust something, don't do it before a game. Do it before practice. See how you feel at practice, and that's where you can start taking things out or adding things in. So for example, you might want to add in, some more protein like a chicken breast, because all you've been having is just pasta and you don't feel like you've had a lot of energy, so you want to add a little bit more slow digesting protein. Or maybe you've been having, white sauce on your pasta and you want to switch to red sauce, okay? So try those different things for practice and see how you feel during practice. And when you start to feel good having the same thing over and over again, then go ahead and try that for the game, all right? Another tip for you. Typically, quick digesting foods like pastas, lighter foods are going to give you more energy immediately and not take as much energy to digest. So therefore, you're not going to feel as sluggish, okay? If you go with something like steak, your body's going to have to work to digest that. It's a slower digesting food. Therefore, your body's using some energy to digest your food, and that's not going to be energy that you're going to be able to put forth during the game. So try to go with something more quickly digesting, like a pasta, like a rice, something along those lines. And then during the game, maybe pack something like oranges, bananas that you can have just a little bit at a time, so that if you start to feel a little bit hungry during the game, you can just have a little bit. Again, don't overeat during the game because you're going to start to feel sluggish, but you also don't want to feel hungry as well, okay? Good timing for your pregame meal is going to be about 2 to 3 hours ahead of time before the game. If you eat a big meal anywhere closer than that, again, you're going to start to feel a little bit sluggish. Your food's going to be digesting. It's not going to be used properly for the game, okay? And then the last thing, and the last tip that I'm going to give you for your pregame meal is that I personally am a fan, this is just my personal opinion, of something called quinoa. That's Quinoa, quinoa. And it's actually a seed that's got a good level of carbohydrates, a good level of protein, and it's gluten-free. So something like that with some red sauce, a good big glass of water, okay, including maybe some different vegetables in it or a little bit of meat in it, is going to be a great option for a pregame meal if you're looking for ideas. And I'll also have more ideas for the 24/7 Hockey Academy members below as well. So those are some key tips for your pregame meal. We'll also have an assignment that you can participate on this to understand how you can test different options and really nail down what the best pregame meal for you is.